here to help you guys. I want you guys to save time, and I have a system that I've created for Pinterest using Airtable that helps me save time when I was blogging and helps me now that I work with clients to help them run their Pinterest accounts. I have taken a break from blogging because my VA business has taken off and I have little time at the moment, but that's okay. I'm loving what I'm doing and I love sharing what I've learned along the way that helps me to save time and keep things a little bit more simple. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to keep it brief and give you an overview of the system, and then I can do future trainings to show you how to actually dig in and do it yourself. So if that is something that interests you, I can share this database with you. Today, I'll drop a link in here so that you can download it and try it yourself. But for now, this is the generic database that I've set up for you, by the way. But for now, I'm going to start by showing you my Pinterest table that I created. And sorry, I am just reading Narissa's comments. Thank you, Narissa, for giving me a chuckle and getting me through this. I think it's working, yay! So this is my former blog or my blog on hold, Simply Living Green, and this is how I organized all of my information for my blog. Today I've made that simple Pinterest table for you without all of these bells and whistles, but I can show you this at a later date. Today I'm just going to focus on the all posts and the Pinterest tab here. This is how I do my manual pinning. I follow Carly Campbell's course. She is a genius. I am also in her mastermind and really value everything she shares. And the only problem I had when I started implementing the manual pinning was that I couldn't figure out a way to systematize it so that I could keep track of what I was doing. So this is what I use. Another blogging friend had shared some of this with me, and I've kind of modified it to work for me. And I'm going to show you how I do it. So in this all post tab, this is where I keep track of all of my posts I've ever written. You can see, scroll up and down. It keeps track of the title, the URL, the date it was published, the categories, the word count, the keywords I'm targeting. It links the Google Doc even that the draft is in. I can link related posts, my Pinterest info, which I'll show you next, where I've shared it on Facebook and Instagram to promote it. So many things. The meta description, opt-ins that are highlighted in it, affiliate programs, and the Pinterest copy. So when I make my post, I will come in, and in here I will type up the description that I'm going to use on Pinterest. I also keep track of when I've talked about these posts and emails. So very handy. I can show you all that at another time. But how I use it for Pinterest is over in this tab. So this tab links back to the all post tab. And you can see that when I click here on blog post in this blue box, you click on that, you can see this white, if you look at the top of the box, a white line that goes back and points to all posts. So that's how you know where it's linking to. And so this is all that same information, but in one screenshot. You can scroll through and see all that same information. The handy thing is here in the middle. This shows you where I have pinned and how many times I've pinned this post out. It'll show you right here the date, the board it went to, and the image that I used. So I can keep track and alternate where I'm pinning it to. I can make sure that I've spaced it out by a couple weeks. I can ensure that I'm using different images each time so that I don't get put in Pinterest jail. I don't want to be marked as spam. I know a lot of people have had that problem, and this system helps me avoid that so that I'm not repinning and overpinning to the same board or too frequently. So that's my favorite part of the system. The other part that really helps me save time is that I can set up a week's worth of pins at a time. I batch out my content for both myself and for my clients so that during the week I'm not scrambling to figure out what I want to pin each day, what the description is going to be, do I have an image ready, all those things. So I batch it out and I put it here. So how I would do that, you can see I started setting this up in my previous live. I was working on that one, but we're going to start over. So, so I would start, this was back in September, I was setting this up, and this is when my blog went on hold. But for a whole week, I would have one day, I would do one pin per day back then. Sometimes I do two or three pins a day, but for the sake of this demo, there's one pin per day. So I select the date, and then I come over to where it says blog post, and I can pick from this list, which is linked to that first tab, all my blog posts. So I can scroll through and find it, or I can type it in and find it, and it will automatically pop up the URL and the title. So all that's left to do is to attach your image, which if you click on the plus buttons, there's all these different ways to attach. You can upload your image directly, so you know which one you're going to manually pin out, and you can select the board that it's going to go to. And I can show you how to set all of this up if you're interested, but I have all of my boards preloaded, the ones that I'm targeting right here, color coded and everything. So that would be done for Monday, the 14th. I would go through and do that for each day, like I have done up here. And then when the week rolls around and I'm ready to pin, all my information is there and ready to go. And I'll show you how quickly I can pin. Okay, so once I've batched it out and it's ready, it takes me like maybe 4 minutes to go into Pinterest and pin it out manually, which is really helpful because I would pin and do pin for a lot of my clients in the evening. And I have a family with 3 kids, and evenings are busy with dinner and homework and all the things. So, so this system allows me to do it real fast. I'll show you really quickly how I do it. I would be logged into my account, go to create a new pin, as I'm sure you're familiar with. And here is where the magic is. So you click on that blue box again for your pin. You can copy the title, paste it in. Now, this gives you the freedom to copy and paste, or you can alter it. You know, I don't do the same thing every time. I will switch it up a little, but at least it gives you a starting point. You copy the URL, you paste it in. You scroll down to the bottom where your Pinterest copy is saved, you copy it, you paste it in. Again, I would usually alter this every time a little bit, change a sentence, change the hashtags, whatever. And you can either click in here to go straight to open your image and do it that way. Or if it's not linking directly to it that fast, another handy tip is to click on the image that you have saved in here. And when you open it up, you'll see it says download. You download that to your computer. You'll see it pop up at the bottom here, as I'm sure you're familiar with, and then you can drag and drop it. So that's another fast way. You select the board you want it to go to, and you're done. Hit publish, and that's it. So even when I'm not talking, I can go faster than that. I can change the words up a little bit, pin it, and be on my way. It took me like 3 to 4 minutes, sometimes less. Super easy, and I'm done for the night. So I can come in each day, have it ready to go, and just repeat the process. This allows me to pin for myself and for several clients all in the same like 15 minutes. I can get it all done. So that's a really brief overview of how I use it. I would also, sorry, I forgot to mention, after I pin it, I'll copy the pin URL right here. So if I want to go back and check the stats on it later, I can do that. And then there's a notes column over here. So like if I participated in Carly's Pinterest challenge, that was a pin I did for that. Or sometimes I'm targeting different keywords. I might note which one it is. But the other thing that I've developed for my clients, which is even better than my own system that I had started using, is I also have a column here for Pinterest keywords now. This is a simplified version that I will share with you if you're interested. This is where you can just upload your post title, URL, the date it was published, your Pinterest keyword that you're targeting, and then this column here links over to the other tab and your Pinterest copy. And then the Pinterest tab looks very similar to what I was just going through. Um, so you can test this out and start to play around with it. If you like this video, join my free Facebook group where you can get videos like this and your questions answered. The link is in the description below.